So after playing about 200 to 250 games of solo since they've came out, I know it's quite a lot. I have got over 1,000 kills within that time, and we're all with Alter pretty much. And I've had multiple 20 bombs, earned the 20 badge. I've done a lot of videos so far, I've done a guide on it already, but what I'm doing today is kind of like an updated guide / tips for solo mode, and this will help you with getting more kills, winning games, and getting badges. So we're going to go over 8 different tips today, which range from weapons to landing, and yeah, let's get into this. So I just went over to my loadout screen with all my weapons on, just to go through this in a bit more detail. So obviously you have your favorite guns in the game. Them guns that your friends know that you like, so they ping them for you. The 2 guns that you like to run in ranked. There's probably 5 to 10 guns that I think everyone enjoys, and they can range to be different. And then you have the set of real meta guns that need to be used. So first of all, this is very subjective. Some people could be a lot better with the Spitfire than the Flatline, but the Flatline is better, but the Spitfire is easier to use. So it's kind of it's very subjective. But that's not what I want to go over. I just want to go over the guns that you should be using. So basically, if you go into the assault rifle tier here, all of these assault rifles are very, very strong guns. We are in a kind of a meta at the moment, which is actually the Havoc is probably the best gun on the game. You can see that I've actually not got that many kills of it, so I'm quite proud of that, to be honest. And the Havoc right now is probably the best gun in the game. The Flatline, the Hemlock, the 301, and the Nemesis are all very, very solid options. Then you go into the submachine guns. The Alternator, if you get disruptor rounds in the gold version, is very, very strong. But pretty much all of these guns can also be used if you want to. I'd recommend using, and the other thing I will mention is probably shotguns. So obviously it'd be the Mastiff or the PK. And then you have pistols, you have the RE45 and the Wingman. I've actually had multiple games even where I've had a P2020 with hammers, and it does actually go crazy on this mode. So it's one of them things, it's very subjective, depends on your loadout. But the loadout that I would recommend, I like to run either 2 subs or a AR and a sub. Preferably, I would probably run a R301 and then a car. That's probably my favourite loadout on here. But there's games where I'd definitely run a Havoc and Mastiff, for example, because I actually prefer the Mastiff to the PK. But once again, I wanted to put that one first because it's very subjective on weapons. Just make sure you're using, you don't want to use any marksman rifles. Sniper rifles, not really any LMGs either, unless you have the gold, the Devotion, which is actually crazy at the moment. But yeah, do not touch any long range guns. You want all your fights to be at close range. So that was probably the longest winded tip, so I wanted to put it first. The next one's going to be legends to use. So a lot of people know what the best legends are in the game. Right now, this is the current pick rate of legends that are being used. And honestly, for solos, you just literally want the best movement and best fighting legends. All you're doing is moving and fighting constantly. And there's a few, obviously there's a few you can use. The top 3 right now, I would say, would be Bang, because she's amazing at fighting, because she has that speed boost. Horizon, because a good Horizon, I don't care what, I know they're sweaty, I know the Horizons are annoying to play against, but a good Horizon is the best fighting legend in the game. Just because the movement she has, the extra kind of strafing she can do, and overall she is probably the best fighting legend in the game. And then you have Revenant because of his ult at the moment, he is very, very strong as well. But obviously you have Pathy, Wraith, you have Alter, who have a bit of movement, but they're not quite as good fighting legends. Any of them work. If you're running around with Crypto or something trying to get the solo 20 badge, it's just kind of pointless. It's a badge that you get with one legend, and you have it for all of them. So use Horizon, who's one of the more powerful legends, to get it, and then just chuck it on the Crypto, I would. But it's up to you. It's an account wide badge rather than a singular to each legend one. I will just say that if you are someone that's kind of kill grinding on someone like Crypto Watson, this is still going to be a good video for you because I go over a lot of tips on how to get more kills and how to die less, so stick around. The next one's actually going to be based on what time you actually play. Now I know a lot of people don't really get the time, the choice to choose what time you play, you finish work then you hop on for a couple of hours, or you have food and then you hop on for a couple of hours later on at night. So it's kind of a tough one, this, but what I'm saying is the easiest time to play is the kind of early afternoon to evening when peak times are. So kind of midday to I guess 8 to 10 o'clock at night. That would be the best range because you get the most range of people playing, and that is when you'll get the more people that aren't as serious people playing. If you're watching this video on a video of how to get a 20 bomb or better at solos, you are actually in the top 5% of players that actually watch videos and are really serious about playing games, and you do want to get better, so that's fine. You got to remember there's a lot of people that just want to play for fun, they enjoy themselves, and sometimes I wish I was a bit like that, but I'm just not. So just like a backhander on that little point there, if you cannot play at peak times, you can actually change the servers so you do have like more people that do play at peak times, if you know what I mean. For example, New York's like 5-6 hours behind us, so if I was to play like midnight to kind of early morning, like 2 AM here, they'd be like peak times for them. So if I was to go to the New York servers, you get a lot more bad players on because there's not people playing like me at 2 AM that are sweaty as hell. Right, so tip number 4 is going to be where to land. Now this one's kind of self-explanatory. Most people know that you need to land really, really hot. So you want to land like City, Monument, or you want to land like Quarantine Zone on the new map, which has got the big purple dome over it. Any places like that will be very good. But what I want to make a point of is the second life. So the second life, you'll spawn in and you want to go to the mid ring. Where you spawn to is normally where the ring is actually going to end to. So you want to look around and see where people are. And then if there's like a decently big POI in the middle of the ring, that's exactly where you want to land, because that's where everyone's going to be converging and coming into. So the next one up is about landing again, but I'm going to use Quarantine Zone for an example here. You can see on the screen that there's that red circle. That red circle is like the mid building, the big square one with the zips in the middle. There's 20 people there every single game, and the likelihood of you actually living in that is like very, very small. So what you want to do is land kind of on the outer edge, and like this green circle here that I've put. You land on the outer edge, you get a gun that you actually like using. You get pick up a couple kills that are more like 1v1s rather than 1v10s. And then you make your way to the middle when it's a bit less busy, because it just gets too crazy. The likelihood of actually living is so low that it kind of gives you less chance to actually do well. And then also, you get more and more frustrated the more you die, and people don't understand that dropping hot is very fun, and it can be like real fun occasionally, but if you just land on the outskirts of the POI and then walk in, it is much more fun overall. So number 6 is going to be recognizing who you're killing at the time. So when you first get a kill in this mode, you'll see it in a second when I first get a kill after just dropping into this game, the player that you kill will drop just their shield and some ammo. And that's how you can tell that that's someone's first death. When it's someone's second death, they actually drop a death box, and then you can tell that that is their, like, they're out the game, so they're not going to come back. But if you kill someone that first time and you feel like they were quite a decent player, you're like mid POI of the map and it's like still busy, the likelihood is that they're going to try and land on you and try and kill you, because people have egos. I do the same thing. Most people probably do the same thing. If you get killed by someone and you think, oh, that's a decent player, I'll go back against him, it's kind of a thing of like you're trying to get a bit better, you want to prove yourself. So you can't blame people for doing it, but just watch the sky all the time. And if someone drops just a shield, know that they're probably going to come back and go for you again. So number 7 is going to be what you do with your life. So you get 2 lives in this mode. The first life is it's a normal life. The lives are normal. But the first life you can die and then you get a second one to come back and then the game's over. So what you want to do when you have these lives is the first life you want to just push everything. Push, push, push. Don't worry about the consequences of you actually dying. Obviously you want to be careful still and have think about what you're doing at the same time. I'm not saying just like brainlessly run into people and die, but you want to play your game like in an aggressive way. You don't want to be cautious. What you want to do when you die and you come back is be more cautious, and you want to, if you've got like 10 to 15 kills, or you've got 2 kills and you just want to get the win, obviously play more cautious on the second life. Don't go running into people, just try and play a bit slower. So I just told people not to run into slow, but what I'm saying here is you need to fast third party everything. Apex is very much, or any BR actually, is very much a kind of third party fest. Third parties are the easiest kills you will come across, and on the solo mode, as soon as you get a kill, you get like max HP again, so you want to be as fast as you can to these fights, because the shield swaps are real quick, and as soon as you hear people fighting, you just want to go towards it. I can't tell you the amount of times that I've been fighting one-on-one with someone, and we both got each other like 20 health, and then some guys walked in, bloody Timmy no thumbs, and he's just shot 2 bullets and killed us both. Easiest 2 kills he's ever had in the world, and that's the kind of thing you want to be doing all the time. Obviously, you'll get unlucky with it as well, and you'll get third-partied, but what I'm saying is, if you hear people shooting, run at that, because that is the easiest kills you will find. So, a little bonus tip here. I just thought of it after making this, and I thought I'd chuck it in. It's a bit of a rat kind of thing, I guess, but obviously you've got the little markers there on the left, which is when someone's within 50 meters of you, which for me, I actually really, really like, because you get more cautious as soon as you get that, and you can just kind of aimlessly run around until then. But sometimes when that pops up, sit completely still. sit still in a corner or sit still and just wait to see what the other person does, because you can find out a lot. If the person's a good player and you get the complete drop on them, you kill them 9 out of 10 times. So I know it's not the best thing to say, like obviously Apex is the complete opposite game to be like kind of like playing like a rat, because camping does not really work on Apex. But with the solo mode and you can get that drop on someone, sometimes if you see that icon pop, the little 50-meter icon pop up, just gonna sit still and wait to see if they walk past you or walk into your line of sight without them actually knowing where you are at all. Trust me, I've done it millions of times already. I wish I'd done it millions of times. I've done it thousands of times maybe, and it does really work. But that is all the tips I have. 8 plus a bonus one. It's not too bad, but trust me, if you put these into your game and use them kind of like I do, you will get better at solo mode, and this will help you get kills, badges, wins, and I'm on about 1,000, 1,200 kills I think I'm on at the moment, and I've actually only had about 30 wins because I literally do push everything. I don't really mind about the wins, I'm more going for kills, but this will help you with wins as well. Obviously if you want to do wins, you just play more cautious overall and don't die as much, but when I'm going for kills I just try and run at everyone. But let me know what you thought in the comments of this video, guys. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, do what you feel like doing, and let me know who you're kill grinding on solo with, if you are. And do you actually miss duos, or would you prefer the solo mode? Because I see a lot of people complaining, and I am not one to complain about not having a solo mode. When this mode goes, I'm actually going to be sad. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and peace out for now.